Okay, everybody, it's 8 o'clock. Let's get this meeting going. Good morning. I call to order the 8 a.m. Tuesday, March 4th Judicial and Public Safety Committee meeting. Can we get a roll call, please?
Chair Evans.
Here.
Member Childress. Member Desart. Member Eckhoff. Member Header. Member Honig.
Here.
Member Krajewski. Member Ozog. Member Schwarzy. Member Tornatori. Member Yu. Member Zay.
Okay, thank you. And do we have any public comment?
No public comment today.
Public comment. Okay. Chair remarks. I don't have any chair remarks today. Everybody, good morning, and I hope you all had a great day, a great weekend. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes from Tuesday, February 18th, 2025? Okay, any discussion on these minutes? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. For procurement requisitions, can I get a motion to approve JPSP 13-25? Recommendation for the approval of a contract to National Auto Fleet Group to furnish and deliver 4 Ford Broncos for the Department of Probation and Court Services for the period of March 11th, 2025 through November 8th, 2025 for a total contract amount not to exceed $128,842.16. That's a Sourcewell contract. Okay, any discussion on that? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. Can I get a motion to approve JPSP 14-25? Recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to Sutton Ford Inc. to furnish and deliver 2 black Ford F-150 police responder crew cabs for the Sheriff's Office for the period of March 11th, 2025 through November 8th, 2025 for a contract total not to exceed $111,922. Okay, moved and seconded. Any discussion on that? All in favor? Okay. Motion carries. Can I get a motion to approve JPSP 15-25? Recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to Curry Motors Frankfurt Inc. to furnish and deliver 2 Ford Transit 350 cargo vans for the Sheriff's Office for the period of March 11th, 2025 through November 8th, 2025 for a contract total not to exceed $130,770. Moved and seconded. Okay. Any discussion on that? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. Can I get a motion to approve JPSP 16-25? Recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to Flock Safety to provide continuation of the Flock ALPR program for the Sheriff's Office for the period of March 1st, 2025 through February 28th, 2029 for a contract total amount not to exceed $777,602.74. Okay, we got a motion. Did we get a second? Okay. Any discussion on that? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. Can I get a motion to approve JPSP 17-25? Recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to Warehouse Direct Inc. to provide hair and body shampoo for detainees for the Sheriff's Office for the period of March 11th, 2025 through March 10th, 2026 for a contract total not to exceed $40,560. Okay, we got a motion. Can I get a second? Oh, we got a second. Oh, sorry, I couldn't hear that. Okay, any discussion on that? All in favor? Oh, sorry, Member Desart.
Thank you. I was just wondering, do we have anybody on the from the Sheriff's Office on here or the jail? Because I was wondering if does the jail provide this these items to the detainees, or do the detainees buy these through the commissary?
Is Chief Billadou on the line?
I believe Deputy Chief Billadou is online, yes.
I am. Good morning. This is the stuff that we provide to the detainees if they don't have the funds to purchase their own on commissary, and it's what's given to them on their initial arrival at the facility.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Chief Billadou. Any other questions or comments? Okay, all in favor? Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. Moving on to budget transfers, can I get a motion to approve 25-631 transfer of funds from other professional services to equipment and machinery in the amount of $14,964 to pay for the installation of security cameras? Okay, we got a motion and second. Okay, any discussion on that? Okay, Member Yu?
Could you please remind me, if these are additional security cameras for the state's attorney's office and where these are? I don't remember this one.
I'm gonna defer to Connor or Mr. Lyons, depending on whom.
These are additional security cameras.
Any particular reason, just in the state's
In
attorney's
common
office?
areas of the state's attorney's office, around the evidence lockers,
Oh.
that sort of thing.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Okay, all in favor? Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. Can I get a motion to approve 643, transfer of funds from regular salaries to part-time help in the amount of $757 necessary for part-time wages for an employee that is now full-time for the fiscal year 25 portion of the first payroll period? Okay, motion and second. Any discussion on that? Okay, all in favor? Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. Moving on to action items, can I get a motion to approve JPS CO-2-25 amendment to purchase order 7357-1 SERB issued to Heartland Business Systems to increase the contract encumbrance in the amount of $23,213.20 for a new contract total not to exceed $220,089.81. We got a motion. Did we get a second? Okay, any discussion on that? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. Moving on to old business. Does anybody have any old business? Member Ozan?
No, not yet.
Oh,
New business.
oh, okay. I was like, you just, okay, so no old business, moving on to new business and Member Ozan.
Okay. Okay, since our last meeting, I've become aware that one of our board members appeared on a podcast. I found this podcast on the DuPage Republican page, which has over 6,000 members. And said member said after discussing the Henry Hyde issue, went into a conversation about the migrant issue. Now I'm going to quote, we've had a spike in our crime. We've had gangs coming in. We have a big shopping mall, Oak Brook Mall, which has had, I can't tell you how many arrests there for shoplifting and for eluding police. And people say it's just shoplifting. It's not shoplifting when you get in a car and go 90 miles an hour down local roads just to get away. I mean, I'd hate to see what happens. City of Chicago and state of Illinois are spending millions and millions of dollars to support the migrants that are in. And my thing is, why aren't we spending this on our veterans, spending this on our people? So recalling that our state's attorney a few months ago had told us that crime was down, I decided to see what I could find out and looked at the portals that are available to us. There is nothing on the DuPage County page. So I went to the sheriff's page where I find DuPage Sheriff-Transparency-DuPage. So this is the DuPage Police Transparency Hub. And I see 274 crimes year to date. I see 1,938 crimes for 2024. There's no 2023 crime information listed. And then it says explore crime maps. Now, when I use this on my iPad, I'm going to crimes against property and the link is not going through. Now, granted, that could certainly be my iPad, but I would like to know where we can go to find out, for instance, what's going on with shoplifting at Oak Brook. I remember seeing a letter before the election from a constituent who I've known for a long time telling me that she no longer goes to Oak Brook or goes shopping, period, because she is terrified about the crime and the shoplifting and people being attacked in parking lots. Okay, so the perception is certainly out there. And when we use social media and we don't have figures to back up what we're talking about, frankly, I think that's really irresponsible. And I would like to know where we can find where the 2024 versus 2023 information is. And frankly, we're called to a higher standard. So we need to be transparent and we certainly need to explain via facts what is actually going on in DuPage County. And my perception is that there is not a crime wave, that perhaps there has certainly been crime involving migrants, but a crime wave, I really can't speak to that. So I would like more information about where I can get more information. And I'm also very concerned about board members putting things like this out there. 6,000 people read this page, may be reading this page. But as much as we may not like social media, it's there. It's part of our lives. It's certainly part of our professional lives. And we need to be very, very responsible. So if someone can tell me where I can find figures on 2023 in a more, certainly in an easier way, I'd like more information. And I'd like to know specifically what is going on at Oak Brook. Is this 5 shoplifts a day, or is it 5 shoplifts a quarter? I mean, we need to know this. And we also, again, is this tied to migrants? I don't know. So really important, board members, that we represent our government to the people, and we have to represent what's actually going on. Thank you.
Okay, do we have, I will get to you, but do we have the transparency portal, as I understand it, only publishes unincorporated DuPage County crimes, and that the the separate municipalities they report it, but they don't put it on the crime portal. So is it a state's attorney issue about a question about like in all of DuPage County? Is there a clearinghouse of information in the state's attorney's office?
I don't know if we have a public website for that, but I can certainly get statistics run or ask the state's
Okay.
attorney to have them run.
Okay, so we can get that for you. And I think, have you contacted the chief of Oak Brook? Chief of
No,
police
I
at
have
Oak Brook?
not.
Okay,
But
so he might
again,
even, so some of the stuff, I think, for the state's attorney's office, it's what's prosecuted, and maybe there's still more.
and that certainly may be, but in terms of how the county board represents what's going on to the public, I think it's really important that we have facts behind us. Thank you.
Okay, so members A.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And, you know, I do have a full-time job. I don't troll social media all day, but if anybody would like to or go and look, I would Google anything that the chief of police of the Oak Brook Police had said, numerous articles and TV interviews that he did that talks about the crime in Oak Brook and at the Oak Brook Mall.
Okay, member Ozog.
That is an unnecessary comment about trolling social media. Social media is indeed a fact of our public lives. So when you say that I don't know how many and infer that there is a crime wave, it's an important thing. First of all, I never mentioned your name. However, when you do that, it is irresponsible to not have facts and figures behind you. And anything else is anecdotal and can lead to letters like I received from this constituent. I shop at Oak Brook. I don't live in fear. I've lived in the city. I know how to take care of myself. But if I hear that this is going on and that there's basically swarms of migrants at Oak Brook, I think that's an important issue of how we represent the county that we have been elected to represent.
Okay, and members A.
And I didn't mention anybody's name, but obviously somebody took offense because it maybe hit home. But I would also go look at previous state's attorney's press releases that I know the last one was 4 Honduran migrants were arrested at the Oak Brook Mall for shoplifting, especially Macy's, which seems to be one of their favorite targets. So again, there is press out there. There are press releases from the state's attorney's office. So if they really wanted to look for something, I mean, you can basically find that information out there, and it's factual and it's out there. But again, we're back to social media and all this other stuff. Instead of taking care of the business of the county, we want to work about social media. So thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. So everybody gets to speak twice, and member Desart has not said anything yet. So member Desart.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just wanted to point out that no matter what municipality, and for this conversation, we're talking about Oak Brook, no matter which municipality, it still goes through our DuPage County State's Attorney. And I am on that press release, the State's Attorney's press release thread. So I see those press releases come out about shoplifting at Oak Brook Mall. And as Member Ozog said, does it happen 5 times a day or once a quarter? And I would say, based on the press releases I've seen from the state's attorney's office, and I get them all the time, I would say maybe it's about once a month that we see migrants accused of shoplifting at Oak Brook Mall. So Member Ozog's point is well taken, that these numbers can be exaggerated because of one incident that happens once a month, and then it's blown up out of proportion. So it is happening. Yes, it is. Of course it is. There are migrants shoplifting at Oak Brook Mall for sure, but not with the regularity that some are suggesting. Thank you.
Okay, member you?
Thank you, Madam Chair. First, I just want to address the transparency portal. I think that actually Tom Ricker and the GIS staff, they actually take up data from each municipality.
Yes.
Whatever's reported on their website, they put that into the transparency portal. So it's not just the unincorporated areas. And if you do look at Oak Brook, you will be able to see all of the specific crimes through the filed incident reports. That's basically how they keep track of whatever crime is happening in each town, village, or city. And second, District 2 is, Oak Brook is entirely in District 2, and I am in that area at Oak Brook Center, probably a lot more than I should be, but every week I'm in that area, and it's very safe. So I'm just going to put that out there. So if there are specific questions about how much crime is happening, please go to the transparency portal or contact Tom Ricker at GIS. Thank you.
Thank you, member you. Member Honig.
Thank you, Chair Evans. Kind of to add on to that point, I frequent Oak Brook Mall, I frequent Yorktown Mall. I've done ride-alongs with police officers from Lombard more times than I can count, and there are people that shoplift that are not migrants. There are a wide variety of crimes that exist, and it doesn't always pertain to migrants. So, I do sometimes feel that the conversation is steered towards a group of people. And as someone who has lived in the community my whole life and has seen it firsthand with community officers, it is a wide variety of people that these, crimes can occur. And so I think that, to Member Ozog's point, I think we do have to be careful when we perpetuate a certain type of comment, that we have to be mindful, because again, as I will state for the second time in the last 2 weeks, that the things we say up here does affect our community. People look up to us as their elected representatives, as we are elected to our districts. And so just being mindful and being respectful is all people want. And so that's all I have to say. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, member Honig. And since you brought up member Ozog's name, go ahead, member Ozog.
Thank you. I'm just going to repeat again the quote. We've had a spike in our crime. We've had gangs coming in. We've had gangs coming in. We have a big shopping mall, which has had, I can't tell you how many arrests there for shoplifting and eluding the police. I read the reports from the state's attorney's office as well, but we are held to a higher standard. We are elected oath-taking officials, and it's important that when we speak to the public, which is what being on a podcast is, which is what being on social media is, it's important that we tell the truth, and we have statistics to back that up. So a spike in our crime, that's not what I heard from the state's attorney several months ago. So if you're going to put things like that out there, I consider that misinformation, and I consider it irresponsible. And board members are held to a higher standard and need to be telling the truth, telling what's really going on, and using statistics to back that up. Thank you.
Okay, any other comments under new business? Okay, member Childress.
I'm just curious as to, how do you define gangs? Is it one person? Is it two people? Is it three people? To say it's gangs roving Oak Brook Mall is kind of vague and irresponsible in itself. I've been to Oak Brook and I've not seen gangs running around. I don't know where I've been, but I don't see that. In fact, I don't particularly see it too much in DuPage County anyway. But how do you define that?
I think there's a law enforcement definition of gangs and gang activity and gang affiliation.
And
When
has that been true in Oak Brook Mall?
you would want to ask the Oak Brook Police Chief for that.
Thank you. I just wanted to get that out there as to how we're defining gangs.
Okay, yeah, I would say there's probably a better technical law enforcement definition of that. Okay, any other questions or comments under new business? Member Eckhoff, or Vice Chair Eckhoff.
Oh, I forgot I was vice chair too. Yeah, wow, I should wake up. Anyway, it seems like we're saying that there's a lot of things we don't know. So before we criticize somebody for saying something that he says he was reporting on, why don't we get the facts? So, if there's, I do read, seems to me I read a lot more things about people shoplifting in Oak Brook more than before, but I don't know. So just get the facts. Can you maybe ask somebody, state's attorney, sheriff's office, police in Oak Brook to let us know?
Yeah, I think,
Yeah.
you know, if we can get some data on that, then. Sorry, what's that? Yeah, well, yeah, facts.
He said he had some facts and he
Yeah,
knew about some
I
things.
believe there are,
So before you criticize him,
right,
maybe you need the facts to show that he's wrong. I don't know. Maybe he is wrong. But, you know, we sit here and have this big to-do, and we take a shot at everybody and blah, 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 and I feel real good about it and pat ourselves on the back, but you don't know because you said you don't know.
okay, and you've spoken 3 times now, so anybody else? Okay, motion to adjourn. Okay, all in favor? Any opposed? Okay, motion carries.